Boom, baby. The Oklahoma Sooners just landed the 3-star corner out of Union High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Devon Jordan. Yes, the 5'11", 168-pound corner. You guys saw it on Twitter last night. We posted a picture of him at the Edmond Santa Fe Union game. He was sporting the Oklahoma gloves. And if you're Oklahoma, you had a top 5 for Devon Jordan, consisting of Oklahoma, OSU, Alabama, TCU, and Texas A&M. Not to mention, last night at the game, there happened to be a Texas A&M DB coach at the game trying to continue to recruit Devon Jordan. But ultimately, you see Oklahoma, they come out on top here. And I just want to share this a little bit. Don't you notice all of the fans, all of the recruits, they want to go horns down. But we got to talk about what Devon Jordan's actually going to bring to the Sooners. Because this is a guy that, I'm going to be honest, didn't seem like a lot of people kind of had a good intel about this recruitment. It was kind of quiet. Devon Jordan kept it close to the chest, but a multi-sport athlete. He runs track in the regional meet in 2023, placed 5th in the 6A meet at the 100 meters with a 10:91. Yes, you heard me right on that. And then when you look at what Devon Jordan is just able to do on the field, that's where I got to be able to pull this up for you. So let's go ahead and let's share his huddle here. As you can see here, Devon Jordan, which, by the way, doesn't Union have one of the coolest high schools, right? They got this building behind there. But anyways, Devon Jordan, a guy that is able to seek out the ball, a guy that's, listen, he's not afraid to get up there and fight the wide receivers. He's not afraid to try to get up there and come down with the ball. So Devon Jordan is going to be an athlete and a weapon that Jay Valai wants to use, especially with there being the potential, I'm not going to say an exodus, but you've got some guys that, hey, they might not be here next year. Woody Washington. I think Key Lawrence is just too old. I think he's going to end up graduating out, if I remember correctly. Yes, you've got Gentry Williams returning. You've got Makari Vickers, who's played a little bit of corner this year, but is he going to go back to safety, or is corner going to be his new position? So there's going to be opportunity here. And Devon Jordan, hey, he saw that, and he's like, hey, I want to be a part of it. So we'll leave his film up here so you guys can continue to see just a little bit of who Devon Jordan is. Also, by the way, he returns kicks for Union as well. So that tells you the kid's got some speed because, they believe in him. They believe in putting him in special teams. But Oklahoma on the recruiting trail. So you get your win here. This puts you at a 274.34 composite score, still leaving you at number 7, right behind Florida State. However, if you're watching this video anytime on Friday before 4 or 5 o'clock, we're expecting another commitment today. And there's a good chance that Oklahoma's probably going to jump up to the number 4 spot today with that commitment. Maybe a little bit higher if it's the absolute shocker of the world that it could potentially be. But with who it's expected to be, I'd expect Oklahoma to be at number 4 by the end of the day on the recruiting rankings. And if you're an Oklahoma fan, you're playing UCF for the first time ever this weekend, and you've got a top-tier prospect in Eddie Pierre-Louis who's going to be in the stands watching that game. Remember, his top 2 schools, Oklahoma and UCF. You've created some momentum on the recruiting trail. You created that after you beat Texas. But now you've got the commitments to start backing it up. If you're Oklahoma, you now have the number 4 recruiting class, and you get Eddie Pierre-Louis at the end of this weekend, because that's why I expect Eddie Pierre-Louis to announce sometime this weekend. If Oklahoma wins, right? If Oklahoma goes out there and looks good. We've talked about potential flips for Oklahoma. I don't think you're getting Sammy Brown. I know some people have thrown that one out there. Williams-Nwaneri, I think it takes Oklahoma to get to the playoffs and look really good, or the national championship game. But there are 3 targets that I'm looking at for flips for Oklahoma that I'm saying, oh, this could be interesting. Bryant Wesco. It's the most likely. The wide receiver at Clemson, 5-star kid. top 10 player in the country. You look at that one and you say, hey, Oklahoma was almost there. They almost won that recruitment to begin with. Took one visit to Clemson. You weirdly shut it down. Clemson's offense hasn't looked very good. You go out there, you sport a good week, you show what Jaden Gibson and Nick Anderson are able to do, you might be able to sway a guy like Bryant Wesco. Now, you would expect that you land Bryant Wesco, you might have somebody on the wide receiver decide to decommit. Definitely not going to worry about it with Zion Kearney or somebody like that, because I heard all the stuff that happened a couple weeks ago, but there was a reason why we didn't talk about it, because it didn't really matter to a hill of beans. Bryant Wesco, he will end up visiting Oklahoma sooner rather than later. So, over the next couple of games, I'd just keep your eyes out. Section 35, that's where the recruits sit. I'd keep your eyes out on exactly who's there and who's not. You can see them at the Walk of Champions. And then I look at Terry Bussey and Dominic McKinley. Those are the other two prospects that I'm really watching. Because the situation down at Texas A&M, it ain't a very good one. Just like last year, there was a lot of conversations around, is Jimbo going to be fired? Is Jimbo going to be retained? And although Jimbo's recruiting pitch, it must be a pretty good one, because somehow he lands all these 5-star defensive linemen and he gets all these 5-stars to want to come play with him. Their offense looks atrocious. Now, Terry Bussey, I believe, is going to end up playing cornerback at A&M. I think that's where they want to put him. But it sounds like Terry Bussey might want to play more offense. So I think that might help Oklahoma out a little bit, because Oklahoma's wanting to recruit him at the wide receiver position, although you can utilize Terry Bussey wherever you want on the field, because Terry Bussey is just that kind of athlete. He's just that kind of star, and he's somebody that if you can get him on your squad, you will find a place for him. Then you look at Dominic McKinley. Listen, I've already heard some rumblings about Texas A&M and the transfer portal. If you start to see some defensive linemen dip, I think you can see Dominic McKinley decide that he wants to decommit from Texas A&M. And although if he decommitted today, I think it goes in the Texas Longhorns' favor. Oklahoma was in the final two there. Really, I mean, you consider Texas in the final two, because it really came down to Oklahoma and Texas in the final hours, and in the final minutes it became Texas A&M. Guys, one day I hope we're able to actually tell you this story and some of the pitches and conversations that went down, because it's absolutely crazy. But you look at those three prospects for Oklahoma and you say Oklahoma's definitely not out of it. They have not lost touch with these guys. So Oklahoma, they go out there and they land their 26th scholarship commit in this class, Devon Jordan. And you're looking at a second commit today. You might be looking at a third one this weekend. Then, not to mention, here in 2 weeks, you've got Marcus James announcing his commitment for 2025. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you see the momentum building and you're excited about the momentum building on the recruiting trail. So, guys, I want to hear from you, and I want to hear what y'all's thoughts are about Devon Jordan. You guys have seen the film. We've had it up here for a while. You've gotten an opportunity to see not only the speed that Devon Jordan's got, but the ability to be a ball hawk, right? To understand where the ball is at and, hey, his ability to go get it. So if you haven't already, go ahead, jump down in the comments below. If you haven't, hit that like and hit that subscribe button.